What's popping YouTube? What's popping YT? It's your boy KMT the Sapien, aka Young Sage, aka Sage Zeddy, aka Tata Sage, aka the top tier Sage. Now today is a very special day, ladies and gentlemen, because today is the day I dropped my very first YouTube video. So think of this video or this episode as a debut for my channel. Not only is it my first video, but I decided to start my first video with a banger, with a heavy topic. Not heavy as in controversial, but heavy because I trust that this topic is relatable and it can show you guys what kind of person I am, I guess. But yeah, it's not like those deep political whatever, but like it's just something that we can relate to as a first episode, right? So the topic of today is it only takes that first step, right? That's the topic of today. It only takes that first step. And what I mean by that is it only takes that first step that can help you start the snowball effect, right? It's the small snowball that rolls down the hill and gathers up other snow and becomes huge, you know. So that first step can make a difference, right? And I don't know why I scratched myself there in front of you. I don't know. Hey, okay, let's move on from that. Okay. So anyway, like I said, it only takes that first step. So yeah, this has been a long time coming for me because I personally struggle with procrastination, and I relate to this topic a lot because it just shows you guys one of my weaknesses and how I'm going to turn that into a strength, or I'm going to get rid of that weakness, right? So I've always struggled with procrastination, and I've always had cold feet when it comes to taking that first step. Sheesh. That's a bar, guys. In case it flew over your head, that's a bar. Having cold feet when it comes to taking that first step. I swear, I can be Drake's ghostwriter. But jokes aside, cringy jokes aside, I'm gonna get to this topic, right? So it only takes that first step. Now, before I go deep into it, what I want you guys to understand from what I'm about to say is what I'm about to explain, the 3 points of taking that first step. I want you guys to understand that the main key of this thing is your first step can make a difference between you being stagnant and you moving forward. That's the whole reason why you need to identify your first step and why you need to take your first step, because your first step can make the difference between you being stagnant and you moving forward. And nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, in 2022, being stagnant is not a good thing, because being stagnant means eventually you will be left behind. See, time is the fire in which we all burn, meaning time always moves on and it never stays still. So if you stagnate while time is moving on, where does uzosale move kahle kahle. So that's why it's very important for you to take your first step when it comes to anything, man. When it comes to either studying, when it comes to putting yourself out there in the dating market, when it comes to trying to get that job, or when it comes to you putting on your grind. That's me. I'm on my grind. So I hope you guys watching this could also relate, as maybe you guys going through your grind too, right? So it only takes that first step, right? And so I'm gonna get to the key points, right? First things first is identify your first step. That's the first thing. And how you identify your first step is you look at your current situation, you look at your current predicament, and you think what's the logical way to get yourself out of this predicament or get yourself out of this box. So I'll use me as an example. My predicament was I always wanted to start YouTube and I didn't know what kind of things I wanted to post. Hence I was always procrastinating, and I always had cold feet because I didn't know what kind of content I wanted to post. I didn't know what kind of brand I wanted to build for myself. I didn't know how I wanted to come across as people, right? And I'll cover that as this channel continues. But the first video, I don't want to be too heavy. So those are the things. I didn't know what kind of YouTuber I wanted to be, right? So I sat down, I thought to myself, I thought what kind of personality I have. I thought what kind of things I wanted to talk about, and I thought what kind of impact I wanted to have on you guys as a viewer. And I thought and I came with a solution, and that solution basically helped me identify my first step. My first step is, you know, my first step without actually stepping, I guess, is identifying what I want to do, right? So I identify what I want to do. I identified what is the necessary first step, or what is the necessary push behind the first step, right? So me, the way that I identified my first step was knowing what kind of content I wanted to be known for in YouTube, right? So that's how I identified my first step. Next is building up the confidence to taking that first step. Now this actually comes to the action, right? The first one was identifying it, what you need to do. The second one, building the confidence, is for you to actually take action and take that first step. Like I said, it's one thing to, it's like I said, uh, your first step is a difference, could make a difference between you being steady and you moving forward. And what it basically means is a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. And I've heard that from, I don't know who, so I'm quoting it from someone. I don't know who I'm quoting it from, but I've heard that a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. And this directly ties with this topic because you've identified your first step and you're taking it. Now, how to build the confidence, right? To build the confidence of your first step, again, I'll use myself as an example because I want to come across as relatable to you guys, right? How I built the confidence to take my first step with this YouTube thing is understanding that I'm here to fail before I get it right. When I'm taking my first step, I guess I'm learning how to take my first step on YouTube. So obviously I'll fall on my face, but that's okay because I'm here to fail, to learn how to finally do it right, or to finally get it right for the 10th time, 9th time. That's what helped me build my confidence. Understanding that I'm a student before I'm a master, you know, understanding that I'm a soldier before a general, understanding that I'm a baby struggling to walk before I'm a full blown sprinter, right? I'm here to fail before I get it right. Now, that might not be the same reason for you guys. Maybe, for example, when it comes to talking to chicks, you want to take that first step when it comes to talking to that girl you like, right? You know what your first step is. Your first step would be not identifying. Your first step would be establishing a romantic relationship between the both of you. That's your first step, right? So how to actually take that step, the confidence you will need is basically telling yourself that what do you have to lose? Sure, she might reject you, but at the end of the day, there's plenty of fish in the sea. That should be enough confidence for any guy to talk to a chick, right? Or when it comes to a job. Now with jobs, I don't know. I understand that unemployment is anxiety, so I will not dive too deep into that topic. It's because I don't like talking about things that I'm not fully aware of in terms of statistics, nah. So I won't cover that. But basically, just use the chick example, right? Your reason for building up your confidence or how you build up your confidence could be different and unique to you as an individual. But all I'm here to do, all I want you guys to do is build up that confidence. Like how I built up my confidence to do this YouTube thing. I understand I'm here to fail before I get it right. And the last key thing of this topic is the last key thing on this topic is discipline. What would make me stay disciplined on taking my first step? So my first step will become a walk, and my walk will become a jog, and my jog will become a full blown, sprint. And basically, how you stay disciplined is coming up with a good enough reason for you that will help you stay committed. Not motivated, but stay committed. I personally view this grind thing as a thing of passion, yes. But once you decided that, okay, from now on, I'm on my grind and I'm staying on my grind, you need to have a reason that will keep you committed. Similar to like a marriage. You don't just marry someone because you love them. Or, okay, yeah, you love them and you're passionate about starting a family about them. But you also need to have like a deeper reason to stay committed. If you're a religious person, you would most likely say, I'm doing this because this is above me and my partner. This is about serving God and building a family unit and having offspring that we will raise to serve God. That's a deep enough reason for any good Christian, God-fearing person to stay committed into a relationship outside of love and passion. Same thing with the grind. Me, I'm doing this because obviously I want a little bit of clout. I mean, not clout in a bad way, but it would be nice every once in a while to be like, hey yo, I'm that nigga, you know what I'm saying? So a little bit of clout. Doing this for obviously some pocket, I wanna make some money. I wanna move out of my parents' crib. But that's not a deep enough reason. I'll say a deep enough reason for me that would probably make me stay committed to this grind and my other grind, like photography. That's a topic for another day. Or my music grind. That's a topic for another day. But strict on YouTube. It's because, bro, I want to document my growth. I personally believe that we as humans are here to evolve and become the best versions of ourselves, right? That's why you see people go from zero to hero. That's why you see people go from fat to fit. That's how people self-improvement basically, right? So I don't want to turn this into a directly self-improvement channel because I don't only want to focus on self-improvement. I want to focus on starting conversations. I want to focus on a bit of self-improvement. I want to focus on many things that will still be cohesive and still be authentic to me, right? But basically, what will make me stay committed to this YouTube thing is because I want to give you guys, the viewers, an opportunity to witness my evolution from zero to hero. Because I want to inspire you guys to do the same evolution with your grind or with your body, with whatever. I want to inspire you guys to evolve from zero to hero, whilst I'm also evolving from zero to hero, right? So this is like a rare chance of me documenting my own growth on an online platform whilst having my viewers be inspired from it. That's a good enough reason for me to stay committed. I'm doing this because I want to document my growth, and I'm doing this because 5 years from now I want to look back and say, wow, I had a little bit of muscle, but now I have huge arms. Wow, I had 0 subscribers, but now I have X amount of subscribers. Wow, I was living in my mom's house, and now I live in my own. I want to document that, and I want you guys to be a part of that journey too. I want you guys to view that journey, and hopefully it will inspire you guys to take your first step and stay committed. Now, you don't have to have the exact same reason as me. Obviously, we're all unique individuals, and we'll all most likely come up for a reason, right? So a reason for you that you want to stay in your grind. If you feel like making money is a deep enough reason, good for you. You found a reason. If you feel like getting girls is a although that's not that my cup of tea, the whole idea of I'm doing this to get girls, that's not my cup of tea. I'm doing this because I want to document myself. But if that's your reason, that's a good enough reason, right? So yeah, first thing, identify your first step, right? You identify it by analyzing your current predicament and thinking what's the logical step. Second thing is building up confidence, right? You do that by saying something to yourself that'll help you, say something to yourself that'll give you a pat on the back, right? So me, I know I'm here to fail before I get it right. That gives me enough confidence to continue doing it. And then the third one is being disciplined, finding a reason to commit and be disciplined to this. I'm doing this because I want to document my growth and also inspire you guys to grow whilst also witnessing my growth and us growing together, going from zero to hero. So yeah, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys resonated with this video, please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Do it for the algorithm. Young black man in South Africa trying to make it. Yeah, man, and please share, and yeah, you guys stay safe always.